Hello, one. Hello, all. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've wanted to do this for a little while. It's kind of been like a thought just looming in the back of my mind. But we're going to basically rate all of the Periphery songs. If you don't know Periphery, they're like a popular uh, metal band, progressive metal, gent, if you will. So we're going to rate all the songs. And hopefully we're gonna see if it aligns up with my rating of the albums as a whole. Now I'm not really particularly including the Clear EP or the Juggernaut albums into this. I'm really more so including P1 through 5. So we'll do that at the end and see how it matches up. But we're also gonna rate the songs from Juggernaut and Clear just because they're here. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're starting with Periphery 5, which is the newest album. Wildfire, I'm going to put at a B. Didn't really care too much for that song. I thought it was great, but I didn't really feel like it was anything stellar. Atropos, that's going to be an A. I thought it was really cool. The music video is really nice, very stylish. Wax Wings is also an A. Pretty, cool song. S tier, everything is fine. Definitely is an S tier. Silhouette is going to be an F tier for me. I think that is probably their worst song possibly ever. It just sucks. There's nothing really going on with the song, and I thought it was just very boring. Dying Star is another S tier. Zagreus is another A tier. Dracklegrass is gonna be. I'm gonna put that one as a C, or actually no, that one's a B. Thanks Nubuo is a C. I get those songs kind of confused, but they're both very long. I think Dracklegrass might be the one that's like 11 or 12 minutes, and then Thanks Nubuo is like 9. Uh, Either that or it's vice versa. But I mean, I like parts of the songs a lot off of those two. But they're just way too long to justify listening to. And now to become a complete hypocrite of what I just said, Reptile S tier, starting with Periphery 4. So this song came out of left field. Like I did not expect this song at all. It's 16 minutes and it is a banger just the whole fucking way through. Like everything about this song. It is like uh what a lot of people said it was Periphery's Bohemian Rhapsody, or like it was the Bohemian Rhapsody of progressive metal. And that's just so true. Like it is an insane song and there's so much going on with it. Blood Eagle, that's a definite I'm gonna keep it an A. I love Blood Eagle. It was the first song that released off of this album. Um, but it definitely got older as time went on. It, wasn't really anything crazy. Church Burner, I'm gonna give it a C. It's it's not really anything special in any sort of way. It's very like I don't know. It's very quick, over with, done. You don't got to worry about it anymore. Garden in the Bones, I'm gonna give a. We're gonna give it an A and move Blood Eagle down to a B. I liked Garden in the Bones a lot more than Blood Eagle, and I don't think it really gets enough love. It was, I think, actually the second single off of the album, but it was awesome. Not a bad song whatsoever. It's Only Smiles, S tier. It is uh, kind of the blueprint for what a lot of songs that Periphery does going forward, I think, are going to be. They're really trying to lean into this like sort of poppy gent style that they have, or like poppy progressive metal. Actually, I don't really think that Periphery really wants to go so much gent anymore. As far as that guitar sound, um, if you were to say poppy gent, actually puts you more so like Bill Murray or Beartooth is trying to do that type of stuff. But I think that this is like their blueprint going forward. It has to be. It was just such a great song, and everybody still loves the song and jams to it to this day. It's such a great song, and the guitar solo fucking kills. Follow Your Ghost. That's an S. That is such a great song. Um, I love it. It bangs. Crush is a D. I didn't like that song very much. I thought it was very boring. Sentient Glow is I'm gonna give it like a B. I thought it was almost kind of like a um it was almost kind of like if Periphery made a song for Volume's Via album, which was kind of odd, but like it fit, you know, is nice. Satellites is a definite A. Periphery is really good at making like the last song and making like a, you know, lovey-dovey love song or like sad love song or whatever. Satellites is definitely the best one that they've done for that. And that's all P4. So on to P3. Starting with The Price is Wrong. A. Definite. Motormouth. This one's going to be a little bit controversial. S. Marigold. A. The Way the News Goes. S. Remain Indoors. I'm going to give that one an A. Habitual Line Stepper. B. Flatline. C. Absalom. C. Catch Fire. D. Prayer Position. A. Loon. B. That's where I sit with P3. That's very quick. I'm sorry, but that's just kind of how it is. I'll talk a little bit about it though. Motormouth, fucking heavy. I think it's probably their best heavy song. It's so like rebuttally, like in your face, matter of a fact. And I think that as far as heavy songs go, those are always the best types. Um, but the beat for the song overall just bangs, and it doesn't require much like crazy effects or anything like that to make it sound that way. The Way the News Goes is kind of a little bit poppy, sort of like It's Only Smiles. But you know, it's got like sort of sad, depressing lyrics overlaid with sort of a generally kind of upbeat tone, I would say. And I love that. I thought that they really executed that song well. The Price is Wrong, I look at as like a shittier, like, you know, lesser version of Motormouth. Marigold, obviously that's everybody's favorite song off of this album, and I think it's still Periphery's top song to this day. It's a great song. It's a little bit drawn out for me and a little too theatrical. I don't really like songs that go that route. Remain Indoors, I also kind of look at it as like the lesser brother of The Way the News Goes. I thought that the sort of alien, like it's almost like Galaga sounds were kind of cool. Prayer Position, great song, very heavy, um, very genty, and progressive. I loved it for that. Same with Habitual Line Stepper. Loon is their sad, somber love song for this album. I loved it a lot whenever this album first came out, but it really just drew back, and I don't really care for it so much. Flatline was the first single. It's kind of like one of their other songs. It's talking about like death and dying. And it's just like, yeah, but you already kind of wrote a song that talks about this, and it had a lot more meaning to it because they wrote the former one for a friend. So I don't know. Absalom, it's a little bit slow. Catch Fire, also a little bit slow. Kind of poppy. It's got some goodness to it, but generally it was not a high point of the album. Reprise, I'm gonna put at I'll put that at a C. It's basically a Black Minute, but it's like sort of a interlude. I guess more so intro. Decent song though. The Bad Thing. This was my favorite Periphery song for a long time. I've since kind of grown to be a little bit cringe towards it, so it's gonna go for an A for me. Priestess. I remember that being a slower song, so that's getting a D. It just didn't really hit. Graveless. A B. It's a good heavy song, but it's not very special. Hell Below, I'll give a B as well, because I still rate it lower than The Bad Thing, but it's also a great, decent, heavy song. Omega, I didn't care too much for. It'll be a C though. It's a decent song. Stranger Things, I think I'm gonna put in an A as well. I really loved that song, and I don't know that they were even doing like a. I don't think they were doing any type of thing like a play on Stranger Things, the show. Um, because whether that come out like 2015 or wait, I think it came out 2013 maybe. I can't remember, but this came out in 2015, which was around the time that Stranger Things was popular. Anyways, that's Omega, the like EP extension of Juggernaut. Let's go on to Alpha, which was the first part of Juggernaut. So you got a Black Minute. Is a good, really good starter song. It's gonna get a B. MK Ultra really fucking bangs. It's a very quick, punchy, heavy song that you really just you get all that you need to out of it, and then it goes right into Heavy Heart is the next song. That's going to be an A as well. It's one of those poppy songs. Periphery is really good at making these little poppy songs like that and just making them bang. So it gets an A. The Event, mainly just an interlude. It is heavy and good. I'm going to keep it at a C. The Scourge is also a C. I think, it's kind of the continuation of the Event. Uh, it's a good song. Alpha is honestly going to be a B. It's a good song. It's very genty, very progressive, nice, Periphery, classic, blah, blah, blah. It's a good song, you know? I wouldn't say it's particularly special, but I wouldn't also say that it's great enough to be in the A's or the S's. 22 Faces is going to be an A. I love that song. I was a little bit skeptical about the Juggernaut albums, and then I listened to 22 Faces, and that's kind of my entry point for the dual album. I started to get into that, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is good. Rainbow Gravity is a B. That was a good song. Four Lights was another interlude, so it's a C. Psychosphere is an A as well. Badass song. Not really much to say. Like, if you've heard Psychosphere, you know exactly what it is. It's fucking banging. Overture was a pretty good song, so it'll get a B. Mostly the Clear EP, I did not like. I'll go ahead and say that. Um, like the Summer Jam, that's a C. Feed the Ground, if I remember correctly, is going to be a B. Zero is a D. Parade of Ashes was pretty decent, so it'll get a B. And then these last two songs are literally F. I didn't care for them. Sorry. So we got P2 next up. So this is where, we kind of really get like a true idea here. Miramasa, this is the first song on the album. Really solid. I think it's going to be a B. Um, there wasn't anything extremely great about the song, but it kind of gave you a feel for what was to come. Have a Blast is an A. Great stand up song. Facepalm Mute is going to be a B. That was my favorite song off of the album for the longest time, but yet again, it's one of those where I've, over the years, come to kind of cringe it. So it's just going to be a B. Jai, B. It's a great song. Like a lot of these, it's just like it's a great song. It's not special or anything extravagant, but it's a great song. Um, Scarlet, I've always kind of found to be a bit cringy. It's going to be a D. People will scold me and rip my fucking flesh off for that statement right there. I don't fucking care. Luck is a Constant, S. That is, I still have that song downloaded to this day. Best song off of the album for sure. Ragnarok, a lot of people would say is the best song off of the album. I'm gonna give it a B. Great song, but still. Gods Must Be Crazy, it's an A. Definite good song. Make Total Destroy, I'm gonna keep as an A. It's gotten a little bit cringy over the years, like Facepalm Mute has, but at the same time, it's just like one of those where it's matter of fact, punchy, heavy. It's gotta stay there for me. Erased is a B. Epoch, I think I'm gonna put that one in an A. I think I remember that one being the one out of those two that's better. Frog and Bullfish is an A. Mile Zero is also an A. It's the one that they wrote about a friend that died. That it really just has like a lot of like meaning behind it, and it's like very drawing. I liked that song a lot. Mass Immune, basically the sequel to Miramasa, is gonna be C. It doesn't really do much new. Um, and then these songs off of this little Icarus EP, I think it was. I think this was the Icarus EP. Um, honestly, just want to kind of put New Grooves a C, Frack the Gods is a D, Jetpacks was Yes 2 is a B, Captain On's a C, Eureka is a D. Is kind of how I feel. Passenger, isn't that like a Deftones cover that they did? I'm gonna put that in an F. I've never really heard that song before. I think I might have listened to it and it was a Deftones cover, but I'm not entirely 100 on that, so I'm just gonna put it as an F. Now, for most of the first album, it's gonna go like D. It was very average. Jetpacks was yes. B again. Um, like there's some songs, all new materials is a B. Butter Snips, I'll put it at an A. Icarus Lives is an A. Now Totlamad, I'm gonna put as an S for that album. I really enjoyed that song. All My Feelings is an A. Ziggler Rocks is an A. Um, Race Car is gonna be a B as well. So there we go. Now let's give my official rating on the 5 albums, right? So this is my official rating. Don't get upset with me. Don't be pissed. But I'm going to say Periphery 3 is my number 1. Periphery 2 is my number 2. Periphery 4 is my number 3. Periphery 5 is my number 4. And Periphery 1 is my 5th. That's just how I think of it. Periphery 3 just has the most bangers. It has such a great start. And it continues on through most of the album. It doesn't really stray. Even the songs that are bad still have great parts to them that, make the whole album as a whole listening to great. And then my secondary album, P2, it's a classic. And yet again, most of the songs have great parts in them that make it great to listen to. The only one that I'd say doesn't really have a part where I'm like, oh, wow, this is amazing is Scarlet. It's just kind of like a dad rock song almost. Um, so P2 is definitely number 2. P4, um, it doesn't really have a lot of songs to begin with. I think it's got 9, right? Yeah. So, there's not really a lot of chance for it to have bad songs. But Crush, I didn't really care for. Church Burner, again, I didn't really absolutely care for. I thought it was a good song. I can listen to it if I'm listening to the album, but still. But the first 7 songs, or not first, but 7 of the songs are like really good. So I love that album for that. And then P5, P5, I loved Everything Is Fine and Dying Star, and I think those songs are one after the other. Astropos, Wax Wings, and Zagreus were all three really good songs. Wildfire, Dracklegrass, both really good songs. Wildfire just didn't have enough going for it though, as far as like crazy new things. Dracklegrass was just way too long. Thanks Nubuo, way too long still, and it wasn't really too special. And then Silhouette was just trash. Fuck that song. The first album, Tote Mad, awesome song. Buttersnips, Icarus Lives, All My Feelings, Ziggler Rocks, all great songs. All New Materials, Jetpacks Was Yes, and Race Car, decent, pretty good songs. And then the rest of these songs down here, Insomnia, The Walk, Letter Experiment, and Light, I could barely tell you what the fuck I remember about them. So, after 20 minutes of rambling, that is my take on the Periphery albums. I just wanted to go through and like talk about these because, obviously growing up and listening to this type of music, I don't know. Like Periphery has always kind of been one of those bands where they've been a staple, and it's always been sort of like a generational thing. Uh, for like music wise, you'll have like this sort of era where all these metalcore bands are coming out and these metalcore songs, and you're like, Okay, I mean, I like this band. This band's new. This album was pretty decent from this whole band." But then Periphery comes out, and you set aside time, you listen to the Periphery album, you check it out, and that's it. It's been there since like the Memphis Mayfire, What Was Me issues days with P1, or really, I guess more so like A Day to Remember, The Devil Wears Prada, and then the What Was Me issues sort of days with P2, and honestly some of Juggernaut, right? Um, and then for um, P3, like at the height of like Crown the Empire and the Word Alive and Tesseract kind of on their big come up whenever they got Daniel back. You had P3 come out. P4 was right there, whenever everybody was really starting to kind of make more of a transition to uh, progressive metal stuff and stop really listening to like metalcore because it just got really shit for a while. And then P5 is out now, where everybody's kind of getting a little bit tired of progressive shit and they want more experimental stuff that bridges the lines. So it's sort of in a weird place with P5, but who knows? Maybe they'll go in some weird direction on their next album, or maybe they'll just fucking do like every band does when they're out of ideas and make a Deftones album. Anywho, I just wanted to rate these and, do this little one-off video. If you like rating stuff like this, I kind of want to rate music again. I've always enjoyed, like unpacking music as a whole. So maybe we could start this up as like a series, but um thank you all so much for tuning in today and have a great one.